This kind of comment is something that actually I see often, and it is amusing and surprising to me at the same time how conservative some math people and some mathematicians can be about their definitions, and that when you start discussing or challenging a definition that is somewhat well established, such as the definition of increasing function, then they come at you out of the woodwork to attack you, and they clutch onto their definition pearls, and then they say things like this, like I wasn't claiming that I'm the authority on what increasing means. I'm just saying the definition doesn't make sense to me, because when you define increasing function in this way, functions such as the constant functions become increasing, and then constant functions are increasing, constant, and decreasing all at the same time, and that doesn't make sense. Also, not surprisingly, on the other side of the spectrum are mathematicians that are non-confrontational, and they choose to use terminology that is completely avoiding the issue of the confusing terminology, and they use some other term to completely avoid the issue of that we should be fixing, which is that of the concept of increasing. And they use non-decreasing in this case, which is even worse, because now constant functions are increasing, constant, decreasing, non-decreasing, and non-increasing, all five things at the same time. And now the strangest thing is that why are they clutching to this definition in particular when it can be easily fixed to make sense? Because you can add a second clause to your definition of increasing so that you require that there are two values where the function actually increases. And now the definition makes perfect sense in that such a function does increase at some point. It doesn't say that it has to be strictly increasing. It's just a function that increases at some point. So like the step functions, the sine function would be an increasing function because it does increase in value at some point. The constant functions do not satisfy this, so it separates constant from increasing. You can define decreasing similarly, and constant functions would not be decreasing. And it just makes sense. So why don't we use this definition instead and not fight about it?